Invincible season 3, episode 7 is now out, and what an episode, man. We knew that episode 7 and 8 were gonna be absolute bangers, just because that's how it usually goes. But also we knew what it was setting up. We knew um the Invincible War was gonna be now, and then also the episode after. We didn't know what was gonna exactly happen, but we had maybe a rough idea. Kind of see it at the end, and yeah, spoilers. Just watch out. Talking about spoilers here, full review. And yeah, I don't know where to start. I think um you know what? Let's talk about the ending. Okay, let's get that out of the way, man. Let's talk about that damn ending. The ending was absolutely insane. I know some people were theorizing that um episode 8 might end like that on a cliffhanger with Conquest being introduced. And no, it turns out episode 7 ended with that. And yeah, we saw Conquest, and Mark is gonna literally Invincible is gonna literally go up against Conquest, because Mark, as he said in the episode, right to Conquest in the end, he's like pretty much long story short, he's like, no, I'm not in the mood for this. I just want to punch something right now, because he has all that stuff going on. He has all these types of feelings, all this emotion balled up. He needs to express it some way. He's like, we're gonna just punch your face, man. And and then we see them both flying at each other, and then right before uh you know presumably they hit each other, just beat each other up, it cuts to the credits, and that's how the episode ends. So obviously we knew that was gonna happen. We're gonna see the fight there. This episode enough. If you even have that, this episode would have been absolutely like stellar already. And then they add this in, and it's made it like I don't even know, like out of this world. No pun intended. No pun intended. But yeah, Conquest. I love his design. I actually I kept on the past like 2 weeks, especially. I kept on seeing that one frame, the one panel from the Invincible comic, where it's literally him, Conquest. That exact scene we saw where he's like kind of like flying, and then he's like he says that line of his like the worm one, whatever the hell it was. Um, and yeah, bro, I kept on seeing that, and you see it now in the show, and it's literally like a one of one. It looks beautiful. I mean, sure, bro, that's a bull pun. My bad. It looks beautiful, and yeah, that's great. And also another question was who was gonna voice Conquest? There's some people thought um Jonathan Banks was going to. It wasn't him, and then others thought that was gonna be Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and guess what? It turned out to be him. And also another candidate um was obviously, Walter White, man. That's who we. I love him. Just bro, I'm not even saying his name, bro. I'm not even saying Bryan Cranston's name. I'm saying Walter White. But yeah, well, Bryan Cranston. He was supposed to be another one that was rumored. People thought maybe, but no, it turned out to be Jeffrey D. Morgan. And when you think about it, it makes sense. He read, if I'm not mistaken, he read the entire series, the entire comic. The what are they called again? Compendiums, right? If I'm not mistaken, he read all of those. I think there's like three, or is there two? I'm not too sure, but it's either two or three. And he read all of them, and then people thought, okay, nah. Okay, if he read all of them, he's gotta have a big role, because we knew he was in the season and got casted. When they announced, like they showed the voice cast, we're like, okay, who could it be? And no one really knew. And then it turns out he's Conquest. And now that we think about it, it makes sense, because he didn't read that whole thing just to have some type of like minor role, some type of insignificant role. So now that we know he's Conquest, we've seen it firsthand, we've heard him, he did a great job there. It makes sense now, thinking about it. But yeah, pretty much he's like the big boss, right? For the Viltrumites, he's like pretty much give me one more chance, to clean up your act with this world, because we need you ready for the Viltrumite mission. We know all about that from previous seasons, so we don't need to get into that. And yeah, Mark just wasn't having it, man. He's already in a bad mood. All this other stuff happened, like I said. So that's where it is. So his next episode is setting up that, and it's gonna be absolutely epic. I don't know what else is gonna happen in it, bro. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe Alan and Nolan, they're back in time. So I don't know. All I know is Mark is literally gonna get the beats. Like I'm telling you, bro. Every episode he gets it, but this next episode, oh my god, you're gonna be like closing your eyes. You're like, man, I can't watch this anymore. This is too much, because he's gonna get absolutely manhandled. But like usual, he always finds a way out. I don't know how, but he always figures it out eventually. And yeah, we'll see how he comes to that conclusion in the next episode. Okay. And then I guess we'll talk about what the rest episode was about up until this point. And yeah, the Invincible War. So first off, before we even get into that, I just want to say Steve Newell. Sorry if I mispronounced the name. He did an absolute great job. He's the voice actor of Invincible. If you don't know, he's also Glenn from The Walking Dead. There's a whole bunch of Walking Dead right there. Jeffrey Dean Morgan also from The Walking Dead as Negan. Anyways, yeah, he just absolutely killed it. I mean, that was expected, but just watching it firsthand, hearing it, he just made each different Invincible have its own type of personality just by obviously the use of his voice. The menacing ones were, yeah, that was great, and just the pitch of his voice as well, and just the tone he used, it was great. All of them had distinct different personalities, and that's what I wanted. And honestly, that's a difficult task when you're playing the same character, and then it's like just the way you have to figure out all these different types of voices. Like, I don't know, that's a ton of work, and credit to him, man. It's just absolutely insane performance by him. So I want to give his credit or give him credit for that. But yeah, about the actual Invincible War itself, I'm probably gonna forget stuff, but let's talk about Rex. I want to get that out of the way. Um, I was like, I had a feeling he was gonna die. Listen. I had a feeling he was gonna die because of that the way that whole sequence was set up. Um, we saw him helping Rae move, and then the whole uh thing happened where you need to go and pretty much stop this Invincible. And then from there on, just the way they set it up, you're like, yeah, I get a feeling this is not gonna go very well for him, to say the least. And then he pretty much just sacrificed himself so that the other guardians could go, because otherwise Rudy was about to die. You know, the rest of them were gonna die. Monster Girl as well. So yeah, they just had to get them. He's like, you know, I'm just gonna sacrifice myself, and the way he did it was, he's like, man, if you think I'm gonna just die now, you're going out with me. And then he's like, with my skeletons, and then obviously did like the shock. But I don't want to burst anyone's bubble. Like, yeah, I was very sad as well, and then I thought about it, you know, and then I got rid of my emotions for a second. Okay, like I was very sad, and I got rid of my emotions. And I thought just with logic, with reasoning, I'm like, they didn't show him. They didn't show him dying. They didn't show him dead. I'm like, no way. I'm like, no way you do something, especially not even in a finale. Like, that's a finale type death that you'd see, right? And then on top of that, not only was it not a finale, it was in episode 7, but also they show it. And when they don't show the death, the dead body's lying there, the corpse or anything, you just know it's a swerve, bro. Like, it's just too much, man. I've seen it too much, okay? And just my past experiences of watching TV shows, like, I'm just not getting fooled. There's no way, okay? If it somehow turns out that he is dead, I'm just gonna feel like an absolute bum. But no, there's no way. There's no way. There's actually no way, bro. Rex is too good. No, I refuse to believe it. I might seem like I'm coping. I'm in denial to some of y'all. I don't know though. There's no way. They didn't show the body until I see some type of proof, evidence. Okay, and even the rest of the episode, bro, we didn't even see anything about him, which was also done intentionally. But still, like, come on, like, no, I'm not getting fooled. No way. Okay, no way. Okay, this is an absolute swerve. I'm not falling for this. Okay, I'm not getting baited. No, no, no. What else? Obviously, I liked all the different designs of the Invincible variants. Those are very cool. And this all is happening because of Angstrom Levy. Hopefully I say his last name right. I know I keep on. Yeah. Anyways, because Angstrom, this has all happened. And we find out that Angstrom, we knew he survived, but we found out the way he survived. And that was because Mark didn't actually kill him entirely. He was still, obviously, just like lifeless pretty much. But he had enough willpower to open up a portal and then get dragged back, and then the technicians were able to assist in saving him, and that's what happened. But yeah, I don't know. I like that. That's cool. And then a big part of what Angstrom did when he came back from Mark was obviously sending out the Invincible variants, but he also made deals with all of them, and then backfired on him later on in the episode. That's what we found out, because each one of them made a particular different deal with him, and obviously Angstrom, he had no intention of fulfilling that deal, his end of the bargain. And yeah, the Invincibles, the ones that were left remaining after like half of them died because the other superheroes just killed them. The ones that were remaining, they turned on Angstrom, and way quicker, way sooner than he thought actually. So yeah, he had to just pretty much send him to Shadow Realm, back where he was at, where he got absolutely battered. So he's like, "No, you guys, I'm gonna send you there. Yeah, take that." Pretty much. But yeah, besides the point, that's what happened there. And Yeah, no, he was pretty menacing to be honest, bro. Because when they kept on doing the day 1, day 2, day 3 thing, like just each time is a new day of the Invincible War just lasting, you just hear this man laughing sinisterly in the background. Like it's just I don't know, man. He's an absolute menace. Um, but yeah, that scene though when he's actually facing off against Mark, Invincible, or like our main Invincible, the good one, actual good one. Um, I really like that quite a bit. The drone, just him, like Angstrom's literally spamming drones. Just keep, bro. I'm like, what is going on? And the whole point was that he was trying to get Mark into the portal so that he could send him to the pretty nether realm. You know what I mean? Um, Man, that didn't work. Mark eventually overcame the thousands, like just so many of them were coming at him, and then they started shedding his skin, like making him bleed. Right, he got cuts from him, and no, he overcame it. And then he had the chance. He had the chance. He had the chance to literally finish off Angstrom once for all. Because he thought he did last time, then he went through all this like emotion, all this distress and stuff like that. And it turned out he wasn't even dead. So that's another thing there. Yeah, you could have killed him and he hesitated and yeah, all he got was a part of his arm. And then we find out that Angstrom he made a deal with the technicians and then he failed them. And then yeah, they were like, "No, you're not disrespecting us anymore. We're not taking your commands to fix you. You work for us now, or you're gonna die, and we're gonna like, examine your organs." I'm like, "Yo, these technicians are bro, they're staying on business." Um, yeah, I like that as well. That was very cool. And what else happened? So we'll see what happens to Angstrom. I don't know what's gonna happen to him. But another aspect was Powerplex. So we saw the last episode. What the whole episode's about Powerplex, his origin story, and stuff like things of that nature. And then starting off the episode, we see Mark mention Powerplex, so you see there's continuity there. It wasn't some filler episode like some people thought it was. Okay, I don't get that. Okay, put some respect on Powerplex and name, man. Stop. But yeah, they freed him that soon. I think I said maybe in my last review I wouldn't really like that, but in the context that they did it, I actually liked it. Okay, I know I'm going back on my words, but I did like the way they did it, and the reason why it was so powerful was because obviously the way it was done. Again, the prison got absolutely violated. Each episode, I swear, every other episode, we see the prison get violated. Okay, every single time, and yeah, because one of the evil marks, the variant marks, they attacked the prison, and pretty much the prisoners became loose, right? Um, and then the whole point of this was to not only like destroy Mark, but also his reputation in a way. And if you think about it, the themes from this episode overlap with last episode, the Powerplex one, and in a way, not even in a way. I mean, yeah, kind of. Actually, yeah, in a way, it proves that what Powerplex is saying actually was kind of right. So, and yeah, that's what I like because even Invincible's thinking about. He's like, is Powerplex right? Am I really just like that? Am I really just like pretty much? He's finally thinking about the consequences of his actions. That's what it is. So yeah, so Powerplex in some sort of I guess you can say twisted way was right. And I did like that quite a bit because it had continuity. It pulled themes from the last episode into this episode and tied it in Powerplex. So he didn't feel like he was worthless character. And I didn't think he was worthless anyways to begin with. So even if he wasn't in this episode, I would have been like, he's still good. But for people that thought he was worthless, a big part of Powerplex had influence on this episode. That's what I'm trying to get at. So I like that as well. And then, what else happened in this episode? Mark's facing off on these two other Invincibles at the same time, and Adam Eve was there, and then he was like, "You got to get out of here," and then she couldn't get out, or she didn't actually choose to leave. And then guess what happens? A part of her leg just let's say it snaps. It's very very gruesome, and yeah, so now she's just just getting like treatment, and she's unconscious. So Mark's very like obviously sad about that, as anyone else would be. And that was also another big factor in this episode. Mark didn't want to even talk to Cecil, not even really do anything, fight the Invincibles, because he's like, no, this is more important to me. And yeah, that also wasn't part of Angstrom's plan. He didn't expect Mark to be like that because of all the other Marks being the other way. So I don't know. He should have known that, bro. Angstrom, for as big brain as Angstrom is, quite literally, bro, he is also small brain at the same time, bro. I don't know what to say. Yeah, what else did we see in this episode? What else? I noticed that they used a Billie Eilish song in this episode. I'm like, bro, why does this voice sound so familiar? And that's what I paused and I saw on the X-ray thing that it's because of that. What else happened in this episode? I mean, the fight sequences were actually insane in this episode. I loved them. What else? See Powerplex, like I said. I'm probably gonna miss something. We also see Darkwing. He got he sacrificed himself against someone invincible for the Guardians, and then Immortal and Kate, they're retired. So Mark actually now has to well, Cecil offered him to be the leader of the new Guardians, because all those people in the room, there's only like 5 of them or so. They're the only ones that can actually do anything. They're the only heroes left. The rest of them are either like borderline dead, retired, or just not there. I don't know. Anyways, the rest of them just can't. Okay, they can't. That's pretty much it. There's only like 5 of them left that are actually active, like that can actually do something. And Mark's saying, "No, I'm not doing this. I'm still not doing it, man. I still don't want to work with you." And we see another scene afterwards, in the next scene actually, with Mark walking, Cecil walking out Mark, and Mark, he appreciated the offer, but he's not interested. And Mark's interested in rehabilitating the city, or not the city, the world, yeah. So he wants to clean up the world from his mess, because now he's like ties back into Powerplex, because he's like, I'm causing this. Mark's like, okay, I'm realizing I'm causing all this chaos. It's because of me. That's why people are getting hurt. That's why people are dying. And then we're also going to see the way, probably in episode 8, the way society views Mark. Because, not only because of this, because of all these variants that look exactly like him, that are causing all this like death, chaos, madness to the world. Okay? But also, further on, next episode, we're going to see even more chaos. Chaos isn't ending here. Okay? Because we know that Battle of Conquest is literally going to be, it's going to cause a lot more destruction. So it's gonna, I don't know, we're gonna see probably in season 4, maybe the end of season 3, so next episode, the way society views Mark, and like it's probably gonna change. So that'll be interesting to see as well. What else? I think that's a lot of what I talked about. Like, it was most of it, right? The fight sequences with all the variants were cool. I love that. I think going through it, and then Adam Eve's parents, bro. Still, the dad especially. Oh my god, what a bum! What an absolute bum! But I just love the way all the different invincible evil variants were displayed. And then what else? Yeah, Debbie obviously dipped. She let Oliver. She was reluctant, but she let Oliver go join Mark and fight. And then she just went to Paul, and that's a good choice, because she knew that the Invincibles were all gonna come for her, most likely. And yeah, I think that's about it. There's not really anything else in this episode, I'd say. Or maybe I missed some minor things, but I think I pretty well covered it all. And at the end, Powerplex was still loose. He was actually trying to help like clean up the city, because he is technically still a good guy. He has a good heart. Just with a lot of these villains in general, but especially Invincible, they have kind of a good heart in a way, but they just lose the plot so quickly. Like, they lose what their goal was, what their intentions were originally, their purpose, and then they just go like they just start going sinister. And yeah, Powerplex at the end though kind of proved, was showing people this is how Mark really is. See, what I was saying before, I wasn't just saying that. I wasn't making things up. This is the truth. So it was kind of opening people's eyes up. But yeah, besides the point, I think a majority of this episode was literally about Powerplex, bro. But yeah, the Invincible, all the fight sequences with Invincible versus literally Invincible, they were absolutely great. They're well done, and you can see where the budget went. I thought it was very well done. This entire episode, honestly, this episode was close to a 10. Like, there's nothing that was like bad about it. Literally, not one single thing. Anyways, let me know what you think down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next one. Peace.